Hello, my name is Nate Newman. I'm the director of the Master of Athletic Training program, and this is just a program interview that is a part of the interview day that you're participating in. Thank you very much for joining us today for the interview, and we hope you have a great day and you find out lots of good things about our program. I want to spend the next few minutes just kind of describing some of the highlights of our program, introducing you to some people, and giving you some background information. Please make sure and feel free to ask additional follow-up questions to our faculty, to our students during the rest of the interview process, and we'll be happy to help you out as much as we can. With that, let's get started. And first, just want to introduce you to some of the people that you'll meet today and some of the key parts of our athletic training program. The first one is Dr. Rochelle Williams. She is a member of our faculty, and she comes to us from the Bay Area. You'll see there, that picture there represents the Bay Area where she originally is from. After that, she went to school down in San Diego. That's that wonderful picture down there at the bottom, where it's always sunny in San Diego. And she played soccer down there while also earning her athletic training degree. After that, she got 3 postgraduate degrees. 2 were from A.T. Still University in Phoenix, Arizona. And then one was for her doctorate was from the University of Michigan. So Dr. Williams has been around the country. She's lived in California, Phoenix, Michigan. She also lived in Minnesota for a while, and now Iowa as well. A large part of her research deals with concussions, particularly in pediatric patients, and how we can best provide them care and keep them safe. She's now come to Drake University. She's been here since 2019, and she's a great part of our program. She does a wonderful job mentoring students through research projects and helping out students in their health systems classes, their research classes, and a variety of other classes in our program. Our next faculty member is Dr. Sean Rogers. He comes to us from the state of Washington originally. He was born and grew up in Washington and went to Washington State University for his undergraduate degree in athletic training. After that, he went to Indiana State University, where he received his doctorate of athletic training. And while he was there, he worked with Indiana State basketball. He was there for several years, working clinically, and then decided that he wanted to move into academia. That moved him to the Los Angeles area, and in particular at CSUN, which is California State University of Northridge. So he was there for 5 years teaching in their athletic training program, and then decided just a couple of years ago to relocate to Iowa, back to the Midwest, and has been in our athletic training program at Drake since. His research line covers 2 different areas. Number one is LGBT concerns related to patient care, and how clinicians and athletes and patients can make sure they receive the best care and are healthy and safe in all those environments. He also does some work with tactical athletes, so firefighters and police officers, understanding the biomechanics that best helps prevent injuries and keeps them safe and operating in a healthy state in those areas. Finally, the last one, faculty member is myself, Nate Newman, the metropolis of Wapello, Iowa. I am a Midwest person my whole life. As shown here in this picture, it is all of 2,000 people approximately lived in that town when I was there. After that, I went to the University of Iowa, UNI, and Western Illinois University for various degrees in athletic training, kinesiology, and then allied health for my doctorate. Since then, I practice as an athletic trainer in 2 settings. One, I did several internships with the then St. Louis Rams. That was a great experience for me working in that environment. And then I worked for several years, 6 years, as an athletic trainer at Loras College in Dubuque, Iowa. It's a small Division III school. Worked primarily with track and soccer at those institutions. And then 6 years ago, I moved here to Drake University. I've been the program director since this program was founded. Today, the whole purpose of this is to, number one, introduce you to our program and introduce you to Drake University. We want to make sure we tell you what things that are important, that why you should pick Drake University. We know it's a big process. There's a lot of parts that play into deciding what athletic training to enroll in. So we want to provide you with some information here along the way to go that way. If we were doing this in person, we would definitely ask you as well to introduce yourself to us, but we'll do that during the rest of the virtual visit during the day. So as I said, the purpose of the day is to make sure you know about our program, what your experience is going to be like, and ultimately why you should be excited about Drake athletic training. So first of all, I could leave this slide up the whole rest of the time and talk about our program, but really just want to hit on a couple of points about our program. The first is the phrase education driving practice. We want to make sure that graduates of our program really are practice leaders. That can be clinical practice leaders, people who go out, practice at the top of their license, have great skills, provide great athletic training service to their patients in a variety of settings. We want people to recognize, oh yeah, you're a Drake athletic trainer. We know you have a good solid foundation and skills from day one. So that's the first part of that phrase. Second part then is really what Drake students are, future leaders in the profession. So whether that's really identified leadership positions in organizations involved with athletic training, whether that's being leaders by being advocates for the profession in the legislative session, whether it's in the community in a variety of different areas, we want to make sure that you're good advocates for us. And you're just a leader and people see you as driving the profession forward. Now, how do we do that? We do that three ways. Number one, I'll talk about this more here in a second, but is experience. We want to give you a great experience in the classroom and in the clinical setting so you are well prepared when you leave here. So when you put together that resume when you leave here, it says Drake, you have a lot of good things on that resume that distinguish you and make you attractive to employers. Number two is our advocacy. Shown here on the slide, that's a picture of some of our students at the Capitol here in Iowa. But we want to be advocates for our patients, for our profession, for ourselves, so we make sure that everybody is happy, healthy, safe in their environment. So we can push the profession forward, so we can push our athletes forward. And as practitioners, we are not burnout. We're not stressed. We're practicing the environment that we want to work in. And then finally, we want to give you opportunities to be achievers, whether that's in research project, whether it's in classroom, whether that's our students shown there in that picture at the National Quiz Bowl this past summer in Philadelphia. We want to give you opportunities to distinguish yourself, to show that you are high achievers and you're great graduates. So how do we do all that? Some more details along those lines. Number one is through foundational experiences in year one. We want to make sure in the first year we give you some tools in your toolbox so you know how to evaluate, manage, treat, prevent, take care of athletes and patients in athletic training settings. Now, these aren't the skills and knowledge you're going to need for your whole life. You're going to learn more as the program goes on, but we want to provide you with a good foundation. We want to help you develop personally and professionally in our seminar classes. We want to give you clinical experiences that correspond to the classroom in a multiple settings so you know later on, this is where I want to go, this is where I want to work, and you're starting to see yourself in those settings, being a great athletic trainer. You'll note as well, we did not pick out the traditional pictures of, evaluating an ankle injury, treating an ankle injury. Those are students of ours giving immunizations and putting in IVs. Those are the skills. We want to give you more advanced skills. We'll give you all the regular skills as well. How to evaluate ankles, how to rehabilitate injuries. But we want to go further beyond that. Year two is about becoming independent. You'll have primarily two major experiences during that second year where you'll be allowed to grow, where we want you to go to a site, be as independent as possible as you can, and become a great athletic trainer. Our preceptors or sites you'll work with Sean Rogers, our coordinator of clinical education, to help pick out those sites that are going to really help you grow. And then also we want to give you some skills, some experience, some knowledge for post-professional preparation. So you are ready to pass your BOC tests. So you're ready to get that job. So you're ready to continue to grow, which you'll need to do as knowledge expands. As skills expand the profession, you can continue to grow when you're out of here. Value-added experiences, we want to make sure that we give you things that distinguish you when you're in the program. So number one, we are one of the only program I know of that really has electives in the program. Everyone in athletic training has to teach the same curricular content standards. We will let you do more. We will let you add things to your resume that distinguishes you. So when you go to apply, I am a Drake graduate, I know more about this. For example, if you're going to go to college or university, we would tell you to take informatics and analytics courses. The use of analytics to drive care is growing rapidly, and we want to make sure we give you more knowledge in that than in the other program. There's other courses, business courses, leadership courses, other areas that we could add to your curriculum, which will help distinguish you and make you better and more valuable to your employer. Number two is we make sure we include supplies, clothing, other things that other programs might add on as extras. we'll include them in the program. You'll get those from day one when you need them. As I said before, clinical experiences are a key part about our program. You learn things in the classroom, but applying them in the clinical experience is the best way to use them. So what we do that is through a series of 5 clinical experiences. What you do is you start with acute care, and then you build up to concentrations, which are essentially electives. Where do you want to go at the end? And in between, you get a range of experiences that'll help you build skills in a variety of settings, so you can A, pick the setting that you ultimately want to work in, but B, just see a variety of different patient skills, and you'll have a broad experience that will help you out later in your career. Common clinical sites, you'll notice there's a lot here. We have high schools, we have clinics, we have professional teams, we have colleges, we have universities. We want to add more to this. Very often, our students in their second year will pick clinical sites that are back closer to home. That's why the University of Minnesota is listed up here. We had students from the Twin Cities, and they wanted to go back up there. So obviously, we've worked in an agreement to work up there. The key is finding a clinical science site that works for you, will help you grow, and might lead to a job. Down here, we had a student at this clinic. Ultimately, when they left that clinic after their immersive experience, there was a job waiting for them for the next year, and we want that as much as possible for you to do. A couple of things to throw out here. Number one, Drake Relays. If you're not familiar with that, it is an amazing event that combines high school, college, and professional athletes in one track event that our students get to work at, and it's a great experience for them. Secondly, our students help out with the Iowa High School Championships, basketball, soccer, track, tennis. We work those to make sure that our students get good experiences, good networking opportunities, and again, it's just another good way for them to practice and grow for the future. As I've said before, our faculty are great. I introduced you to them already. The 3 of us, we have a variety of different backgrounds and experiences. I think that's really, really important is we have connections across the country. The faculty are well known across the country, and that can help you when you're searching for your position after you get out of here. Additionally, we want to make sure that we have facilities that will help you. These are pictures of our anatomy labs and our simulation labs and our standardized patient labs. Really, the idea is to give you that experience in the classroom before you go to the clinical experience so you're ready to work. How can we give you experiences with these simulation mannequins for heart attacks, for diabetes, for asthma attacks, so you get practice treating them in a nice, safe, comfortable environment where you can fail and it's okay, but you can learn from that is the biggest thing that we do there. Then finally, if you're not familiar with the Des Moines area, Des Moines is a great place to learn in. First of all, the accessibility to the capital in Hill Day is great. Our students have had the opportunity to go there, and literally they have had successfully helped talk to legislators about bills that have become reality. In our state, you have loan forgiveness going forward for athletic trainers if you work in a rural part of the state, and that started our students talking to our legislators that day. We have great events like Drake Relays and the NCAA tournament that come here very often. The Des Moines metro area has a variety of clinical sites for you to see and work in, which will help you grow and be exposed to a variety of different areas. And then it's just fun to be in. It's a good sized town. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's just that right sized town where you have big town experiences, but more of a small town feel where it's not too huge. Finally, in terms of program outcomes, we want to make sure that you're ready to go when you're out of here. So A, you're going to pass your BOC test the first time. So far, all of our students who have ever gone to our program have done that. Secondly, we want to make sure we're going to place you. Last year, all but one of our students was placed by the time they walked across the stage and got their diploma. The last one, she got placed the next week after graduation. So that takes less stress. It's the advantage of our program is we're going to make sure we get you a spot and somewhere to go. So ultimately, by the end of the day, hopefully you can picture yourself here, whether it's working in a state championship, going to the Capitol and helping advocate, achieving things, our blue coat ceremony, which is like a white coat ceremony, but for athletic training, and then just ultimately graduation, being successful and getting done and out of here, and then going on to great things when you leave here. That is a quick little overview of our program. What I want to end you with is what one of my students told me this year after she's been in working for a couple of weeks in a position, and essentially the point of it was she was different than an athletic trainer from a competitor program. She had better experiences that made her better from day one, which provided her more knowledge and skills, and really differentiated her. And she could tell that from day one that her program really helped her out. And that's what we want to do for you, is give you the same thing, the same experience. So you're that great athletic trainer from day one when you get out of here. That's where I'll stop for now. I hope to see you again here soon for our interview, and we'll go from there.